And adolescence can be an emotional time for a lot of children, but middle and high schoolers may experience even more stress than their peers. They may also be more likely to develop anxiety. So in today's parent-to-parent segment, we're discussing some of the ways adults can help teens cope and some of the signs and symptoms to look out for. Publisher of Potential magazine, Pam Mashburn, is here. Good to see you. And she brought along Dr. Caroline Abolade, or Dr. A, as she likes us to call her, from Gracepoint Behavioral. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Pam, you know, when you're a mom, a grandmother, a caretaker, or a guardian, you're looking for things that would stand out. You know, you think kids are going to be happy-go-lucky all the time. What do they have to worry about? No bills or anything like that.
I know.
But that's not always the case.
It's not true. And you know, this world today is so much harder than when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
With social media and school, I mean, and just all the things that they have to deal with. I think it just creates, it creates anxiety in me just thinking about it. And
do we need to tell them that we recognize that? Is that a good way to start, to let them know that we realize things aren't the same as when we were growing up?
It's actually one of the things we talk about, that, you know, this we didn't have social media. We didn't have cell phones when we were growing up, but we had anxiety. Anxiety is normal. It's just that when it gets a little bit more, then it gets you into trouble. So you just have to let the kids know it's anxiety. Let's talk about this.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's what you always stress, is that dialogue, is that communication. It's key, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think one of the things I was talking to Dr. Abolade about, when can you decide if it's just worrying? Because, you know, certain kids worry a lot.
Yeah.
Is it worry or is it anxiety? And I want her to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great question. As I was saying, anxiety is normal. How do you know when it's just having regular worry is normal, I should say? How do you know when it's progressed from worrying to anxiety that you should be concerned about? That's when you realize that the child is not sleeping very well, they're withdrawing, they're not talking very much. They seem to be in a little world of their own, and you know something is going on, and they will ask the same questions over and over, almost like needing reassurance. And you're thinking, I just reassured you about that. It's going to be okay. That's how you start knowing this is no longer just worry, it's anxiety.
And the thing is, too, you have that layer there, that's the parents to get to the children. And a lot of parents don't want to admit that their child isn't perfect, and they might have anxiety.
Well, and sometimes, you know, especially if you have boys, because we have boys, that we're like, you know, buck up, come on, let's get going. And sometimes you need to like step back and go, okay, this is really bothering them, and this is more than it should.
Yeah, and that is the thing that a lot of people say, man up, you know, you know, grow up, or, you know, you're
how you know this is not just man up is when your son that usually loves soccer or loves football, when they're withdrawing from that, you know something is wrong. Or, you know, when even the things they love to do, something's wrong. Okay,
so say you recognize that something is wrong.
Yes.
What are the steps?
Okay, so the first thing is you have to talk with them. Like, son, what's going on? We've talked about this. Most kids think parents are mind readers. I can't read your mind. So what is going on? Well, talk to me.
She said that just like a mom.
I know, she is a mom. And that's why I love Dr. A, is because she has teenagers. So she knows.
You know, it's talk to me. What's going on? You know, and sometimes you can resolve it there. You can make their world better. I was talking to her just now. Sometimes children take the cues from their parents. You can learn anxiety from them. And when the parents are really very anxious themselves, the kids will. So if you go to them and they tell you, well, I'm kind of worried about this, you can let them know, you know, Daddy and I will be okay. It's not anything for you to be worried about. So sometimes you can just resolve it talking to them. But when they're not sleeping and they're withdrawing, it's affecting their grades, they're not calling their friends, it may be time to go talk to someone. And that someone usually is just a counselor, not even a psychiatrist like myself. Sometimes just counseling is all they need. Right?
And that counselor deals with this on a day-to-day basis, just like a psychiatrist.
And you probably have some people that you can recommend.
There are, and there are, in my office, we actually have 4 counselors, and the kids see them first. So I'm just reassuring people, you're not necessarily just going to go and see the doctor and they put them on a ton of medicine. You go talk to the counselor, and most of the time, that's all you need. But now, if it is affecting your grades, if it is you're not eating, it's just overwhelming, you're going to have to come and have a little talk with me. Okay, and you're at Gracepoint. How do they get in contact with you? We have a website, gracepointbehavioral.com, or they can call us. It's 334 409-9242.
Okay, and again, this is a part of what you do. You always are looking for ways to help parents with teenagers. So this, why did this particular subject come up?
Well, the statistics said that 50% of mental illness cases, and that things like depression and anxiety, start by age 14.
True.
So when we've got our kids in our house, let's try and help them to get some coping skills
before college.
Like before it makes, we
when
want to
they
make
go
them,
away from
we want them to reach their potential.
Yeah.
And that's, and then they even said 75% by the time they're age 24. I want to help my kids before they get there, and even our college kids. So we need to look for resources to help them do that.
Yeah, watch for those signs and start that dialogue and see if it's something you can handle right there in your home. But if not, there shouldn't be a stigma attached to getting help no matter what age you are with whatever you're dealing with. This is a crazy world we live in, so sometimes we need help.
Need some help. So,
yeah, we need help.
It's not easy.
Thank you for that advice, and thank you for bringing this topic up. Potential Magazine can be found anywhere teens and their parents hang out, or you can find it online too, right?
Potentialmagazine.com.
So good to see you. Thank you.
Tanya.
Good
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I knew you were a mom. That was